Well, hello. I'm here in some pretty complex thoughts, and I don't know whether to make heads or tails of it. And I know that nobody online's listening, but or very few. But I really want to consider some things. Um, so I've been teaching for 7 or so years now, and now whenever I read a question, I had a question of a student on a final exam, and it was, "What's your favorite chapter in the textbook?" The student didn't answer it. They used AI to create some mumbo jumbo professional sounding nonsense and submitted that as a question worth 10 points on their final exam. Some people should not, should not waste their time, energy, and money going to college. And I know that's an unpopular opinion. It's just not worth your time, energy, and money to go to college if you can't answer what your favorite chapter is in the textbook. Now, you may not like any of them. You might not. Which one was the least bad? You don't need AI to answer that question for you. Folks, we're headed down a bad path. We are headed down a bad path. And if I certify that these students who can't even answer that question should pass college, college is meaningless at that point. College is meaningless if I do that as an instructor. I don't know what to do. But and the sad thing is there are colleges, there are other courses I know of who are passing people who are doing this. And then they become your medical care providers. Those are the individuals that we pass that become your medical care providers. They can't answer what their favorite chapter in the textbook is. This is serious, okay? And I'm sorry, okay? And I'm sure people who know me know where I am an instructor at. They may not know all the places I might teach at, but I'm not telling you where I teach at because it's a problem nationwide. These kids can't think for themselves. And I call them kids, but they're young adults, okay? They can't think for themselves. They can't do what needs to be done in their life. I've noticed that people can't even communicate with a bank. They can't even, and I know it sounds like old fogey, they can't write a check. Okay, they will pay money, extra money, for a convenience fee, and they'll pay a lot of it. Like, say you got a $600 bill and you got a 3% convenience fee, that's a big chunk of money, right? They will pay that convenience fee not to write a check or not to learn the process to write a check and order a book of checks, which is not hard. With one convenience fee of that, you could order a set of checks, you could order a book of stamps and your box of envelopes and be set for a very, very long time. Well, that's just not how we do business these days. Get with the times, Victor. Get with the times. No, get with the common sense. Okay, get with the common sense, people. I'm sorry, but we have made ourselves so dumb where we would pay $60 to avoid writing a check, and where we have to use AI to answer what our favorite chapter is. Wake up. This is the world we live in. This is sad. This is sad. Okay? You have, and then the same people who are telling me, get with the times, these are the people who want to critique me and my work, and they can't even do it themselves. We're hiring people to be managers who don't know the function they're managing. This has to stop. What's going to happen is, okay, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, is this is going to all come crashing down around somebody's ears, okay? And then those of us with real skills who know how to do real things will be the only people who are valuable in this society. And we think, well, we're fancy, we're white collar, we got this big fancy title, we're vice president of senior acquisition, blah blah blah, which means nothing. You sit around and send mean emails all day, and you think you're something, and you ain't. And let me tell you this, you go into these fancy restaurants afterwards, you look down your nose at people dressed like me in my t-shirt, right? Right? And you talk about all this stuff in this fancy business lingo, and you think I don't understand what you're saying, okay, because I talk like this. And let me just describe something here to you, okay? I got a diploma there. I got a diploma. Oh, well, you got to zoom in real close to find it. See what that says? With the highest honors. Okay? So, when I went to school, I got the highest honors. Which means nothing now, apparently, because diplomas mean nothing now. But, okay, I know what you're saying. And when you use big fancy words, I know what you're saying. But you sound like an idiot. You sound like an idiot because you sound like you're trying to fit into this corporate culture nonsense, okay? And you sound like you're gonna, I gotta sound like I'm professional and all this nonsense. Everybody knows you're a poser. You're a poser. Huh? You got a big fancy job? You never broke a fingernail slinging a hammer? You're a poser. Okay? And not only are you a poser, but you don't know how the world works. And if you're listening to this and you're getting offended, right? You went to college, you're college graduate, whatever. I've got a master's degree. Well, I'll tell you right now, that master's degree I have hanging on the other wall over here, it don't mean nothing. It don't mean I know anything about how to live. And I'm telling you right now, if you can't live, if you can't mow your grass, if you can't fix a plumbing leak when you need to, if you can't go out and grow a tomato plant, you're not educated. And I know, that's stupid, that's easy. You just put a seed in the ground, a tomato plant grows. No, that's not how it works. You are not educated because you don't know how the world around you works. If you can't start a fire in a wood stove, you don't know how the world around you works. You're not educated. In fact, we've given you a piece of paper. Most people who have those pieces of papers pride themselves on not doing manual labor. Well, I am here to tell you, doing manual labor is not something that should be avoided. It is something that should be really, it should be the hallmark of a free society, is being able to do manual labor, being able to understand how things work, and being able to, and I don't mean like how a computer works, like pulling up whatever, because computers man-made, right? You can master something that's man-made. Okay, you can, but it's inevitably flawed. when you can master the nature of the created by God, that is when you're educated. Because you're not bending the world to your whims. You are bending to the whims of the Creator, which is what we were meant to do. I am here to serve my Creator. And what am I to do as a grown man to serve my Creator? Well, in my instance, I am to take care of my family. I am to protect them. I am to provide for them. And I can't do that with a piece of paper. I have to do it by understanding the world around me and understanding the possible scenarios that may cause my family to suffer, and to get ahead of those things, to anticipate those things, to stop those things from happening before they happen to the best of my ability. And I am telling you right now, a master's degree in whatever chosen field, psychology, whatever, is not going to do that for you. It can help you if you know the right things. Well, now degrees, apparently, you can't even answer what your favorite chapter is, and we're going to pass you. But anyway, it used to be that it would teach you some things about human nature if you got a master's degree in psychology, and you could use that. But anyway, I don't know. You need to act within the realm of the real world. So, I don't know. I had to have a rant. I had to get it out. I had to say it. I'm sorry, those of you on the internet who do not want to hear me. You should have clicked off. You really should have clicked off. But this is the world we live in. We need to fix it. Men who are out there, if there are any men left in the world, please, don't do this stuff. Don't go into corporate America. Don't do this nonsense. Don't follow. When you get a mean email from a boss who's been sitting behind a desk all day and don't know what the heck's going on, just give me a break, man. Come in here and fire me. Don't send me a mean email. Come in here and fire me. You don't even know what I do. See, fire me. That's where I'm at with it. If you're going to send a mean email and you don't even understand what you're mad about, I don't want to work for you. And more men need to be that way. And I hate to be that way, but I'm calling men because I am a man. I understand how men work. I understand what men are supposed to do in this world. And we need to raise the bar, men. We need to raise the bar. And you know what? If women want to be feminists and do it all themselves, let those women do it all themselves, and don't mess with them, men. Don't mess with those women. Mess with the women who want you to mess with them. And trust me, they'll come around. Y'all have a good one.